Howdy, howdy, everybody out there in YouTube land. Welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to be talking about 3 visual on-the-go tricks that you can do without, well, let's go minimal setup, and we'll explain what I mean by that. So the first thing that you want to learn how to do is you want to learn how to do some cardistry, right? So whether you do cardistry in one hand or you do cardistry in 2 hands, which that was a little bit reversed there, you want to learn how to do some flourishes. Okay, and that leads into why you want to learn how to do flourishes, especially if you're going to be doing magic, is because one, it gives you something visual for the spectator to watch basically while you're doing your stuff, but because some things, such as this, we'll take a card here real quick, and we'll put that right there, and we're going to do some cardistry for you. So cardistry is the mixture between cards and artistry. Yeah. And it's just a beautiful little thing that you can do with some practice, which allows you to just slow down. And it allows you to do something, some of it's faster and things like that. And it's more difficult than other things, but of course that allows you to do something spectacular. Beautiful, right? Okay, if you've got access to a tabletop, you're going to want to be able to do something like this. Okay, just for the fun of it, it just looks appealing. So that's the first trick type of thing, because that cardistry can be utilized for your magic. So keep that in mind. Now we're going to talk about visual magic. In most cases, visual magic is going to be quick change. Something as simple as this can really apply. So we have the Joker. Haha. It's a joke, right? Yeah, we don't like jokes around here. So let's go ahead and just change that real quick to a 6. Now that was sloppy for a paintbrush, but mind you, if you want to learn paintbrush, go ahead and check it out on YouTube pretty much anywhere. As you can see, I'm not that great at it. There's your joke. Okay, it's a little bit better when you do it correctly. So, and with my camera frame, it might not even look that great. Who knows? Maybe it's just me. But top change, right, or a quick change is something very visual. Now, if you're just doing it from the top of the deck and you're not even doing anything special, it's not gonna be as appealing, right? So you got to build it up a little bit, and you got to say, why don't we go ahead and do something a little bit different? Okay, let's go ahead and go with, yeah, the 5 of spades, right? The 5 of spades, that's the bottom card right there. So 5 of spades. See the 5 of spades? Beautiful, right? Okay, let's go ahead and leave the 5 of spades right there. We're going to put the deck right over on top of it there. And let's go ahead with a different card. Yep, just go ahead and pick a card right there. You like that card? Okay, that's going to be the 5 of spades. What? What's over here? Now, not that I want to start doing that now, but look at that. King's over here, which I believe was the card that we used last time. And then there's the 5 of spades over there. So that is a way to separate yourself from the magic. You want to create a beat. You want to create, it's like a musical tune, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. And you do the magic on step 1 or 2, and then you do the reveal on the end. You know, so that's kind of what you want to go for, and the double lift is a great way to accomplish that. Sorry. But here's a good way. Here's a good way to fix that, fix a mistake. Let's say you're going to do this, right? And I will show you this again because this is something that I personally do. I call it the retention double. And I don't know if anybody's ever done it, but here's what I like to do. So sometimes when you go to do this, something wonky happens, right? So let's go with a 5. 5 of clubs this time instead of the 5 of spades, right? And then as quick as that card is changed into the 3 of diamonds. Yeah, watch, if you blow on it, give it a little bit of rub on your arm, it'll actually change again into the 9 of spades. Whoa, that's crazy, right? So that's just something simple that you can do. It's kind of like artistry. It just keeps the flow going, and that's born because if you make a mistake. Let me show you how that works, and then I'll show you a way that you can modify that to your advantage. So basically the retention double is you're going to start in your little grip here for your swivel cut. Okay, and as you're coming across, normally what you would do, and you can do it slowly because you're just showing them the bottom card. That's really what you're going for. Normally what you do is you want to get the double there, and as soon as you come over here, you can square it up and it's going to come out fine, right? Because they're not even going to see that. Even if they do see it splitting here, when you come over here, you're just going to squish it together anyway. But what will happen sometimes is you'll get a third card in there. So when you come over to square it up, see that little nuance thing I did there? You can do your turnover however you like to do it. There's your 2, right? You'll have 3 cards there, right? And so when you close it up like this, you're like, ah, man, I got that extra card. So what you're going to do is you just give it a little bit of a shake, and that's going to change it. Now, while you're bringing it over here, distance, shake it a little bit, you're just getting your little pinky break right there. Now, you can do a push off, or you can do a pinky count. Which pinky count, if you're going to do that, you just want to bring the deck back. Just naturally bring it back and just kind of set it here for a second and release that top card into your pinky. Now you're showing this. Beautiful. You're like, yeah, but let's see if we can go a step further here. It looks like there's something on there. Let me blow that off. Boom, now it's a jack. So now you've turned that mistake into something positive. But here's the good news. The reason why this works out is because you are inadvertently creating a stack, because now your 2 is down there. And this is set up perfectly. So you're like, now, let's get rid of that. We don't like that. Let's go back to this here. Okay, so let's see. This was the king, right? No, that's the 2. That's crazy. So, what do we do there? And then you can just play around with it. So now you've basically given yourself fuel for the next setup, because you already know what cards are going to be where. So go with it. It's enjoyable. Now, I think I said at the beginning, remember, because I forget, is minimal setup. Okay, so the post that I did this last week, we asked about procedural versus visual magic and whether you wanted setup or no setup. And most people just said they like visual on the go. Now, here's what I'm going to say. Okay, you might not agree, and that's fine. And we can talk about it, and I might agree with you. This is just for the sake of the video. If it comes in this box when you buy it, it's not a setup. It's not something that you particularly had to do. Like, there's a lot of decks that you can buy that come in a particular stack. It is set up in a specific way, but you didn't do it. You can take it out of the box, and now if you can shuffle it and do all that stuff, but here's the glory of it. Have your spectator shuffle, and you're like, okay, let's go ahead and see if we can. How do we want to do, like, predictions? There's a lot of different ways that we can do magic, but what does that look like? And I guess we can have you. Now, let's see here. We're just gonna have you pick a card, right? And while you're talking, you're doing all whatever, and now you've got into position, and now you're just gonna have them pick a card. Nothing fancy. They picked a card. Boom, I can see it. I've seen this trick before. You know how the whole thing goes. And now we've got yourself a 5 of clubs. Okay. Now the 5 of clubs we're going to put right there. And keep in mind, this is all in the same vein as what you're already doing. Okay. Let's go ahead, and we're going to need 2 cards. One for you and one for me, of course. So let's see here. Yeah, okay. We're going to go with this one. So your card is the 5 of clubs. Mine's going to be the Queen of Hearts, right? We can have you sign your card, too, if you really wanted to. Now, I'll turn over here, because let's say you're over here, and this is the rest of the spectators here. So we're going to go ahead and square those cards up, and we're going to go ahead and put your card down. Okay? Now, if you could, just go ahead and put your finger on your card. Yep, just go ahead and put your finger on your card. And then what was your card again? Just name it for everybody. The 5 of clubs, right? Beautiful. So that must mean that my card is there. And there you have it. So that is known as the Mad Switch. Okay, we've been watching some Daniel Madison. This is a 3-year-old video. There's gold in them there hills. Go find it. Okay, you're going to want to look for this stuff because it's beautiful. Okay, there's so many beautiful things that you can find in the archives. Okay, and I believe it was based on the video. He said it was probably one of the, like, he was at 50,000 subscribers at the time, and he was just starting to do that type of magic tutorial. He'd been doing tutorials for a while, but he started getting into that kind of stuff. So check it out. Daniel Madison, Chris Ramsey, Card Mechanics been doing a lot of flourishes, things like that. Just check these things out. They're great. There's a lot of great people on YouTube to watch, and you can learn things like that, and it's beautiful. You just gotta find it. You gotta find it. Now, that particular trick, like I said, I'm not gonna teach you, but you get the idea. And it's glorious. Now, obviously, if you watch it back, you'll probably find holes in it. Because that's the magic of television, right? The magic of television is you can rewatch it over and over again and you can figure it out. Okay? But what I want you to do, I challenge you, is if it fooled you the first time, initially, when you first laid eyes on it and you were watching it, if it fooled you, go ahead and give me a like. Yep. That's it. That's all I'm asking. If it didn't fool you, go ahead and subscribe. Because the better I get, the more chances I have of fooling you. Just saying. Okay? And, of course, if you want to see something different, or if you're interested in me talking about different things, or not just for my personal opinion, but if you want somebody to talk to help you out with magic and stuff, go ahead and leave a comment down below. We'll chat. I like talking to myself. Well, on here. Anywho, so this has been fun. Looking forward to the next great poll. We've been talking about everyday carry stuff, so stay tuned for a video on that. And we got more cards to review, of course, because we are behind. But we're excited to be here. We're excited for you guys to be here. So thank you, everybody, and remember, always remember, stay positive, stay active, and of course, always, always, always stay awesome. And we'll see you in the next one.